So this is a 800 cow dairy farm in Mercer, just south of the Bombay Hills, which normally you'd see behind us without the fog. We're a higher input farm and we're split calving. We milk 400 cows in autumn and 400 cows in spring. There's a bit of tractor work and feeding out involved and with being split calving, so we're always milking. One of our biggest challenges are compliance with like nutrient management, animal welfare, a lot to do with Fonterra for customers requiring it for their trusted goodness label. Fonterra give you a Fonterra Dairy Diary, so we try and keep up to date with all that, like doing your monthly hygiene checks. You can record that in it, your fertiliser applications, animal welfare, or your feed dockets. Yeah, well, it's just having everything in one place. Like that Dairy Diary app's got all the information and the dairy inspector can see it. Like it's all online for them, so they have access to it. With labour harder and harder to come by, it's probably more becoming part. People are working less hours and they're able to do that with technology and being more efficient. Our cow shed's a 50-bar rotary platform. I'm with cup removers, so the rotaries are just most efficient. If you've got a person standing there in one place milking, like moving around is a wasted energy, like walking up and down the aisle. So if you're in one place, you can do everything. You're more efficient, milk more cows per hour. So we can get almost 350 cows per hour. ProTrack's the drafting gate and the bale ID, so it links in with Minder and our herd software, so it's got all the animal records. So the Minder app, we can do all our animal recording, calvings, matings, all that goes into that, and it all feeds into the computer in the cow shed. They can enter it on that or on their phones, so that makes the animal management side of things a lot easier. So we've also got like VAT monitoring, which Fonterra does, so that brings up our milk temperatures. If our chillers aren't working, we get a text message to tell us so we can know to come down and check it. If our stock tank level drops below a certain level, we'll get a text message as well, because we'll know there'll be a water leak, so we kind of can get onto that a lot quicker. When we first got it, the farm manager just didn't know we had it, and I was down at Invercargill and I rang him up and told him he had a water leak and he didn't believe me. And he went and looked and found one. We mainly use the GPS on the SAM fertiliser spreader. So the GPS is set up on the width that you're using. It's got scales and can vary the rate. You're just accurate, you know how wide your implement is rather than guessing, and obviously you get the benefit of not overlapping or not missing. And also, like, we're in a drain area, so we've got lots of waterways, so we can slow down different sides of the spinners so that we can put on the right amount and not go as close to the drains. If you're over fertilising it, you're probably not getting the response, and if you're under fertilising it, you're not getting any response. It's quite annoying when someone turns up with a phone with a flat battery or something like that. It's hard to run the farm because we need the internet down here. We just have a normal connection at our house and then we can beam it around the farm. It's called Lightwire. It's special transceivers that pick it up, so down at the cow shed, so we've only got one internet connection rather than having lots. The guys use their phones for setting up fences with the GPS, like field area calculator. We work out how much grass is in the paddock, and then rotational management, you want them to be accurate. Like if they're cutting a paddock in half, you want them to have like 2 equal size halves. You don't want them to be hungry one day and full the next day. One basic thing we use is just your electronic calendars, like your Google Calendar. So all the guys' rosters in that, so we all know when everyone's here and when people are away. And also just different events like herd testing, or if things come into the farm, I can make an event for the farm manager, and so he gets the alerts and knows what's happening. AgriSmart record their hours and it works out all their leave entitlements and time and a half, and automatically files with the IRD as well for payday filing. Yeah, so they just enter their hours each day, and on payday it self-calculates for me and just tells me how much I need to pay them, so it takes a lot of work out of that. I once got told at uni that if you farm the same way your father does, you'll never stay in business because he doesn't farm the same way his father does. So I think as things progress, like you're never gonna, my children won't farm the same way I do, so you're always going to move forward.